Barbie with rejoiceandcreate.com, and I have a very sweet but very quick project for you today. It's this little treat pouch, and it will hold one of the 100 calorie Duff bars. For this project, I'm using the Petal Garden Designer Series paper stack, but certainly you could use whatever you wanted, as well as the Textulator stamp set. Now, this may not be your cup of tea if you're not into text and technology, but there's a lot of fun sentiments on there, like time to celebrate, you're the best, sorry I'm late, happy belated birthday, and I'm using the sending good thoughts. So you may want to take a second look at this one if you kind of looked over it the first time. I'm also using the pretty label punch, and we'll be using that to get the really pretty edge on top, as well as the classic label punch for the sentiment. A little bit of Whisper White sheer ribbon, and some of these really wonderful sparkly gold faceted gems. Alright, let me show you how I made it. Alright, so I'll start with the scoreboard. And I have a piece of paper that is 5 inches wide by 5.5 inches long, and if you want, this one is an all over pattern, but if you want a pattern, then the pattern would go up and down this way, and the 5-inch side would be your top edge. So go ahead and put that 5-inch side up at the top, and we'll score it at 1.5 inches and 3 3/4. So 1.5 and 3 3/4. All right, so with that side up, if that's your top, if you have a pattern that goes in a certain direction, turn that one towards the left and score the bottom at 5 inches, or just, we're scoring just 1/2 inch on the bottom. So it'll be at 5 inches if you turned it that way. All right, so go ahead and fold and burnish your score lines. And we're just making a simple little bit of pouch with this one. So all we need is that one tab in the middle. We can go ahead and cut off both the tabs on the other sides. And I would go ahead and just cut right off that bottom score line because it gives a little bit of room for the bottom tab to fold over. And just angle a little bit on that score line. Same with this one, angle a little bit on this score line. And then just cut this one a little bit above the score line because it gives room for the tab to fold over on it. Alright, so I'm going to take some fast fuse, you could use snail as well, and right down the side of, I use the wider tab, go ahead and put that there, fold it over, and then put some fast fuse on the bottom too, and go ahead and fold it up, and that's our pocket. At this point I go ahead and make sure it's really flat, because we are using the pretty label punch to punch our decorative top edge. And how I did that is I opened it up and laid it under, and I took the punch and just fed it through and pulled it up through the inside of the punch, the opening for the punch shape. And I slowly brought that through until this edge just peeked out from that top, I don't know, scallop. So once I just barely see that from the top scallop, I'll actually just put it in just a little bit more and make sure it'll punch a nice scallop on the top. That's the time I go ahead and center this and make sure these sides are parallel to the punch and that it's in the center of the design. And then I just punch. And that gives a really pretty top edge. Now we're going to cut just a little bit more off it because I wanted to fold it down. So about 1/4 of an inch down, I would take a pair of scissors and just angle it into that second scallop. So you have that nice big scallop in the middle, and you have a second scallop where it comes down, and from 1/4 of an inch down the side, I just angle it and kind of meet it right there. Same thing on the other side, just about 1/4 of an inch down, I angle it to meet where that second scallop comes in. Alright, now this is the side with my seam, and let me turn that over, and I'm just going to turn down that front. And you see cutting that 1/4 of an inch off on both sides gives me the ability to fold that down a little bit and have a nice little reveal for that shape. Alright, so I want to have a little bit of dimension on that, so I'm going to stick a dimensional under there. and turn it over. And that's my little pocket. Alright, so what we did is I stamped the Sending Good Thoughts, and for this one I'll use Old Olive. For this one I used Sweet Sugar Plum. And let's go ahead and stamp this one in Old Olive. Alright. When I punched it out, I just moved it a little bit over to the right because I want to put one of those sparkly faceted gems on it. And actually, I made it just a wee bit shorter because I wanted to, I liked the way it looked with a little bit shorter. So I just put this side into my punch a little bit and punched it just to make it a little bit shorter. Alright, I just gave it a little bit of a wave and used a glue dot, wherever they are, and used a glue dot to kind of adhere it down, maybe about 1 inch up and 1/2 inch over, just so this bottom, this right side of the label punch was kind of pointing towards the bottom right. Then I took one of the faceted gems, and I used the center, the middle size, the medium size, not the big or the small, and I kind of put it right on the end of my point. Next, I just used a little bit of this Whisper White sheer ribbon and tied a mini bow. And for your amusement, I'll go ahead and do that right now. I have another one in the backdrop, but I have another one in the background that we might go for. Oh, well, not done yet. Oh, very cute. Alright, let me trim the little tails. I wasted a little bit of ribbon, but it looks like a bow, which is pretty good for me. So I'll go ahead and just get another glue dot on this one. And we'll just stick it right above the faceted gem. Alright, and I'll have to borrow my Dove candy bar, but we go ahead and put your Dove chocolate in. And there you are, a fast but sweet little treat. Here's my third one, although I don't have a chocolate in that one right now. So these make very fast little treat pouches that you can use for any occasion, really. But I thought this would be a nice one to send good thoughts to someone. Now I did also make a miniature version for the Hershey's mini candy bars, but I didn't have any on hand and I didn't feel like going out because I live an hour north of Tampa and we're just getting ready for Irma coming by. But I will put the measurements for this one on my website because it's very cute in a smaller version. I think it would make a very nice treat pouch even for Halloween if it's done in the Halloween colors and theme. So I hope you enjoyed the project and I hope you give it a try. Please stop by my website at rejoiceandcreate.com. And until we meet again, I hope your days are blessed. Bye!